Yahuwah will take you back to Egypt in ships by the way which I said to you, you shall never see again. That means, remember he said, by the way which I said you will never see again. That does not mean that these people has been with ships before, but he's talking about the journey of slavery. He's talking about the journey of slavery, because I will not let you see slavery again. By the way which I said you will never see again. By the way which they walked already to Egypt.
Although salt and gold were immensely profitable in the Sahara, another commodity stood alone as the most prized of all: slaves from the African interior represented half the value of the desert's commercial traffic. South of the Sahara, Arab merchants found a booming ready-made slave market. For slavery had been an accepted institution in Central Africa for centuries. Tribes acquired slaves by the thousands in raids and wars, and their owners were often eager to sell them to Muslim traders for European guns, gunpowder, and fabrics. Long processions of captives, linked by chains and neck shackles, trudged across the burning Sahara. Most of the slaves were women, who were to become concubines and domestic servants in North Africa and the Middle East. Long processions of captives, linked by chains and neck shackles, trudged across the burning Sahara. Most of the slaves were women, who were to become concubines and domestic servants in North Africa and the Middle East. By the 16th century, Timbuktu and the lucrative trans-Saharan trade routes were controlled by Africa's dominant power, the Songhai Empire. Ruling a region which now includes the nation of Mali, the Songhai were descended from 8th century Berbers who had settled south of the Sahara along the Niger River. Under their dominion, Timbuktu attained the pinnacle of its glory. The Songhai had amassed unprecedented wealth, but their prosperity finally made them a target of their neighbors. For centuries, the Songhai had relied on the Sahara as their impenetrable defense. Then in 1591, more than 1,000 miles to the north, the covetous Kingdom of Morocco launched a daring invasion. 4,000 soldiers marched across the desert toward Timbuktu. More than 2 months later, they swarmed into the city. They plundered its gold and kidnapped its scholars. A once shining metropolis and core of an enlightened empire was now a ravaged blemish on the edge of the Sahara. Timbuktu's collapse was assured when Portuguese mariners dealt a critical blow to its economic lifeline, the trans-Saharan trade route to the Mediterranean. They pioneered a more efficient route by sea. West Africa's resources could now be transported by cargo ships sailing from the Atlantic coast to Europe's ports. As Timbuktu decayed in the centuries that followed, its mystique and the Saharas lived on. In the era to come, the desert would lure adventurers from faraway lands, including 8 American Marines, on a perilous mission to the shores of Tripoli.
to the end. And Yahuwah will take you back to Egypt in ships by the way which I said to you, you shall never see again. Slavery. They went to America, they sold your forefathers, and they resell them as merchandise. So this scripture did not fulfill in your lives because you were bought and resold.
This is the last stop of the slaves. Actually, we call that monument the gate of no return.
No return.
So once they cross these gates, it's finished. The destination is the new world. And you know, there was a lot of activity on this beach exchange. The Europeans will bring all the goods here, cannon, you know, pottery, bottles of wine. Actually, this is an example. You can see on the lawn a lot of broken glasses and a lot of pottery, yeah, from that time.
These shards of glass,
yes.
Are that all?
Yeah, even this is a pipe, you know, step of pipe in porcelain.
So this was like a market?
Yeah, like a market.
Pipes and wine for people.
Yeah.
In Jeremiah, the prophet warned them, do not go back to Egypt. Do not multiply horses. Do not cause your people to go to Egypt. It's all about Egypt, and Egypt I'm talking about in Africa. He said that you offer yourselves as slaves, but no one would pay for it. That are proofs that black people were sold in America. So if you were sold,